Welcome, respected friends, sadhakas. Salutations to the divinity in you. Gratitudes for being an instrumental in this process of studying Shastras. Congratulations that you are able to maintain the first step called as regularity. And wishes and prayers that every class gives us substantial, substantial result in our pursuit of excellence. Remember all the 12 Vyaktitvas, Lokaseva, Dharmaseva, Viragi, Bhakta, Shishya, Mumukshu, Jignasu, Shrota, Sadhaka, Parishrami, Prerita, and the Shanta Yukta. Also remember and also remind and also check how much we are in contact with these six sources of blessings, guidances, empowerments, protections, etc. How much we are tuned to Shruti Mata through Shruti Smriti Purana Itihasa by finding time with full Shraddha. How much we are tuned to the primordial Guru Tattva, the Guru Parampara, Swaguru, and our Acharyas by remembering them and their guidance, teachings, and doing our best to implement them. How much we are tuning to the Devata Gana by recognizing their contribution, acknowledging it, thanking, and praying to them. How much we are tuned to the Parashakti Mata, who is the Shakti behind every happening in the universe. How much are we tuned to the Ishvara? Again, recognizing his role, presence in everything, and his power of ability to do everything for us in our sadhana. Finally, how much is our tuning to the Brahma Tattva? Are we slowly owning it or not? Keep on checking these things. They keep us intact on the sadhana. Now, welcome again. Shwethashwathara Upanishad, Prathama Adhyaya, Sambandha Bhashyam. How wonderfully, not only substantiating Brahma Prapti as the cause for moksha, how to obtain it step by steps also. These references taken by Bhagavan Adi Shankara are teaching us, guiding us in. We are now into the Vishnu Dharmottara Purana. Brahma Purana we saw how beautifully explained. Vishnu Dharmottara Purana we are seeing. Let us study it. Before that, Sankalpa Prarthana. Before that, today's simple thought. Ki in spirituality, we have to know that the mind is the instrument for everything. Then we have to learn to mind the mind. If we can understand these things, we are understanding spirituality, whole life for that matter. Whether we are utterly flop and fail in samsara, whether we are successful in samsara, whether we are successful again in transcending the samsara, mind is the one behind all these three. Same way in spirituality also, whether we are utterly flop in this, whether we are able to manage it, whether we are able to succeed in the spirituality, again, it is the mind only. So, If we have come to this understanding of need of minding the mind, we are little bit understanding about the spiritual life to begin with. Three or four things about this mind. What we have to put it, do with it. First foremost is bring it into the sattva guna sthiti, shuddha sattva guna sthiti, and maintain it as long as possible, as much as possible. Not in the rajoguna sthiti, not in tamoguna sthiti. This is the one necessity we have to understand. One is what? Because of earlier habits or vasanas, mind always in rajas and tamas. Because of the thing like that. But now we should understand, know that that mind will not help us for spiritual journey. What helps us is the sattva mana only. Isn't it? So therefore, मन को सत्व में लाने का और उसी में रखने का. We have to know the need of it. Then ask the question how to do. The answer is so simple. In whatever the type of things mind involves, mind becomes of that guni. If all the tamasic things the mind involves, that makes the mind tamoguni. List out what are those. Avoid them. So too, when the mind is exposed to the rajasic things, mind gathers that rajoguna. List them out, then avoid them. Then list out what are the sattva things. Because when the mind is involved in them continuously, it is in the sattva guna. All those are called the adhyatmic sadhanas. What we do are all for keeping the mind in sattva guna. Therefore, the first thing is minding the mind, minding the need of keeping the mind in Shuddha Sattva Guna, knowing that these are the ways of life. When lived, mind will be in Rajas and Tamas and avoiding them, then consciously doing those things, knowing that doing those things brings the mind into Sattva Guna. So my mind, it has to be in Sattva Guna. To bring that mind into Sattva Guna, I am doing these sadhanas. Therefore, is the mind is in Sattva Guna, check kare. हो रहा है good, continue. Maximum it should be kept in that mood by doing those things, isn't it? Like when you do bhajana kirtana, the theme being Bhagwan being Shuddha Sattva, the mind will gather that Sattva Guna. But before the gathering of Sattva, in the same mind, earlier there was Rajas and Tamas, isn't it? So, for it to go away, the Rajas Tamas, and the Sattva to prevail, it takes some time. That patience we have to have. That conscious awareness we have to have. Like, I am wanting my mind to be in Sattva, for that I am doing Bhajan Kirtana, yet the mind is in Tamo Rajo. What is the meaning? Is inherently in it because of earlier habits. Rajas tamas are there. Now they are coming out. Then when I hold on to that Vajana Kirtana Sadhana, that Tamo Rajo go away, slowly the Sattva takes position. Takes time, but we must know that this is the way the operation has to be done. So too, I do puja for bringing the mind to Sattva Guna. But while doing puja in the initial days, till the existing Rajotamo goes away, they keep attacking. Then, like a good government want to rule well, but as long as the bad elements which were ruling and influencing are totally eliminated, they keep on affecting. isn't it? They have to be uprooted. Till that time, like yesterday, the sentence, the good people, the really who are serving country, they have to be consistent in that. And by God's grace and in our pure heart and Shraddha, definitely those non-positive will get reduced. And unfortunately or fortunately, whether it is in the world outside or in the politics or in spirituality, if we give lenience and take it for granted and become careless, again, the sattva guna, the goodness, gets suppressed again. The rajo tamo guna and the bad people again take possession. Like in the world, 5-10 साल को अच्छा सत्वगुणी गवर्नमेंट होता है और एक गुड कलेक्टर इन ए डिस्ट्रिक्ट. अब ये गया तो दूसरा आएगा, वो फिर वो रजो तमोगुणी है. And then he will spoil all the beautiful things done by the earlier one. Again सत्वगुणी आता है, फिर वो सेट करता है. Now, instead of that, continuously Sattva ko hi maintain kare, which is necessary, then the city town is good. In the same way, in our life, knowing that mind is instrument, knowing the need of the mind to be kept in Sattva knowing what are those make mind Rajo and Tamo and avoiding them, knowing what are those which make the mind Sattvic and doing them, and having patience while doing them, till the Rajotamo earlier residue goes away, then the most important is maintain. Like Puja Gurudev. Once he has come to that Sattva he maintained. Only Shastras are studied, Shastras only are taught, Shastra only on commentary is done. The entire organization is only the Sattva oriented all. देखो मेंटेन करते गए, करना पड़ता है, वो करना होता है बिकॉज it is expected 99% that after reaching to that level, the maturity prevails, in which the glory of sattva is understood. Then the tamo rajoguna's destructive nature is understood. Then they are avoided. Sattva is maintained. Again, like somebody suddenly became famous, started getting respect and all. Then he just knows, acha, to continue receiving this respect, to command it, this is how I have to be, this is how I have to behave. So his dressing, his makeup, his way of talking, walking, he becomes conscious to maintain because he knows. Little here and there I go wrong, then the whole media is there to pull me down. Because once I that way being pulled by the media, after that, how much ever good, great thing I do, I'll not be recognized. Because that is the nature of the media and the world. Once the world thinks about somebody as bad, they don't give the world again the chance to the person to prove that it is not he is not so bad or he has become good. The world will write him off. That's it. It is you have seen everybody in the world. Okay, nahi? So a wise person knows it, he maintains it. In the same way, this most probably the sattva is maintained, yet we have to be conscious to maintain it by doing those things only. This is what the operation of the mind, which we have to do consciously, willingly, obviously. Second is what most important is same mind which is in sattva guna. Added to that is always in a mood of self-created inspiration. Mind has to be brought to that level. Inspiration is such a beautiful thing. It suppresses all lower moods, etc. It brings out all the abilities, talents that are hidden inside, and it brings out the solutions for even big, big problems, and it becomes creative. A man in a sattva in an inspirational mood, becomes very creative, innovative, and intuitive also, by which it finds solutions for problems and it gets newer and newer ideas to get the things done. isn't it? So, keeping the mind in that inspirational mood. Whenever we are not enjoying our sadhana or doing our duties outside our life, that means those days we are not in inspired mood. We are in a moody mood. We are in a mood of hopelessness in our life. For whatever reason it is. कोई काम में हम फेल हुए होंगे, somebody might have insulted us, or any problem, misery has come. So these are all natural. Anybody will have them. And yet the ability to keep inspired. And what inspires us is an ideal in front. The highly inspired ideal, when we have and remember that ideal, then we are always inspired. For us, nothing short of Vyasa Bhagwan, Adi Shankara Bhagwan, Puja Gurudev. These three are enough. And any other masters, isn't it? There are many others too, but we are being in spiritual path. Our spiritual masters can be our ideals to remember, to get inspired. There are great politicians, there are great scientists, both है, उनसे भी हम इंस्पायर हो सकते हैं. But then the fields being worldly, we need not. We have spiritual masters, though, that should be sufficient for us. The work of Shankara, the work of Vyasa, the work of Gurudev. And then that's what should help us in always making us be inspired, isn't it? In doing everything which is to be done. That's how we question. Even the mind says, so jao or ek ghanta. What time Gurudev used to wake up? 2:33. No, if we claim to be his disciple, how can we afford to sleep up to 7? That's how. It is like that. Isn't it? Inspired by Shankara, how throughout his life traveled all over length and breadth of country and worked for Sanatana Dharma, Shastras and Advaita Vedanta. So it inspires us. Many times, when we are lost in our upadhis, they are always to pull us down only because they are made up of matter. And we become victims because we try to manage them there and we don't have power. But if we can recognize an ideal within us, then an outer ideal within us, that gives a inexplicable, tremendous strength and power that we are able to overpower these pullings down by the upadhis. We can be inspired. So, ideal is always helpful. So, in the mind, that's the ideal. Do we have it by now? Consciously, he is my ideal. I want to be like him. I want to learn from him. I want to be inspired. Isn't it? Someone we have to have not to hold on to and come out of our lethargy or non inspirational mood. Isn't it? Puja Gurudev's way of life. For him, for us, the world is same. The problems are same. The limitations of upadhis are same. But then the way inspiredly went on moving every moment, isn't it? That means what? It tells us it's possible. In life, what inspires is acceptance about the possibility. ये होगा. And why? When do we lose inspiration? When we think it is impossible or it can't be done. है ना? I do it sometime. कि how long the class is? Should I stop it? No, why should I stop when they are happening from last couple of times, years? It can be done. So the moment it can be done or possibility is accepted, immediately inspiration comes. दैट इंस्पिरेशन का कोटा जितना है उतना दिन तक क्लास चलता रहेगा. अगेन वन डे फॉर सम आर द रीजन द डिमोरलाइजेशन हैपन. वेरी प्रारब्ध है, मन है खिलाते रहते हो और द वर्ल्ड आउटसाइड एनीथिंग कैन बी रीजन. देन इट टेक्स वन स्मॉल डिसीजन टू स्टॉप एवरीथिंग. बस बंद कर रहा हूँ मैं, हो गया. एवरीबडी विल पुट माला ऑन माई फोटो ओनली. थैंक यू. But then, no, it is possible. Isn't it? Looking at the ideal, 42.5 years, Puja Gurudev went on doing that Shastra. No, it's possible to, as his disciples, we should make it. It is possible. That gives us inspiration. The mind should be always, it is possible, I'll make it possible in that mode, leading to the inspirational mode. Third thing about our mind, very essential, coming to spiritual topic is always in the remembrance of the deep, the goal, the ultimate goal. And for you and I, students of Vedanta, there is no second goal. Ekameva Advayam Brahma Anubhuti alone is goal. With whatever the words you understand it, understand. Tattva Atma Brahmanumoti, Satyanumoti, Sachidananda Brahmanumoti, Ekameva Dvayanumoti, Brahmatmaike Moda. Words, anything which clicks to you are suitable. But know the meaning of that and let that goal be intact always in the mind. Which, because when we slip from that goal, other things take position of goal, then our all pursuits get directed towards it. विचित्र है दुनिया हर क्षण हमको अलर्ट रहना ही पड़ता है with the highest wisdom to do the correct things correctly to reach to the correct goals. Unfortunately, we cannot have alternatives. They are there, but we can't choose. So, remembrance of the ultimate goal. All the time it should be lingering only. And the success in spirituality again depends on how deeply, strongly we are remembering the goal, feeling to reach the goal. That sense of urgency is the one, again, which makes the things proper. And how do we do that? Whichever makes us forget our goal, 100% we have to avoid them. And only the Tattva Shastras, isn't it? Our Shastra Dhenam and Shravanam, Tattva Shravanam, that's what reminds us of the goal. And he alone is Sadguru, that alone is Satsanga, that alone is Sadgrantha, wherein the ultimate goal is reminded and we are inspired in it. And we are created in us the inspiration for the sense of urgency for it and the single pointedness. You can even again in this case too remember the great rishis munis like the Shaunaka Rishi, like that of the Sukesha and Bharadwaja Adi, like Bhrugurvaiva Aruni. Best is like that of Nachiketa. How they were single pointed in their desire for Paramatma Prapti. Isn't it? उनको इतना याद है और वही चाहिए उनको. All our Upanishads guide us in all these very necessary aspects. इसलिए बार बार thoroughly हमको पढ़ना है. The Parikshit can be an example. Arjuna can be an example. Uddhava, so much, more than Bhagavad Gita. Krishna taught to Uddhava. Gita is only 18 chapters. Almost more than 22 chapters Bhagavan taught to Uddhava in Bhagavatam. 11th skanda pura of Krishna Uddhava Samvada only, isn't it? So they can again inspire us for reminding the goal and single pointed towards the goal and if possible the sense of urgency and make it possible. Why if possible? After these three are done, first mind is brought into Shuddha Sataguna. Second is mind is kept in full inspirational mood. Third, mind is always remembering the goal. Then the various sadhanas, isn't it? Various sadhanas with the clarity of purpose. Let us not do any sadhana without clarity of purpose. And if that purpose is achieved, then have the readiness to give up that sadhana and go to the next level. Like some of our listeners, great people, they have understood everything of Upanishad. They are in the next level altogether to write their own Upanishad. Therefore, They find it is not required, so they give up these classes. So get inspiration from them. So so sadhana should be purpose oriented and keep achieving. In that the ekagrata of the mana sadhanaya होते हैं, शुद्धता of the mana sadhanaya होते हैं, bringing the mind to the sukshmata. There are sadhanas are there. While doing them, do them for that purpose. And final sadhana is what? The mana is always focusing on the substratum, isn't it? In the frustration of inability to catch that substratum, the mind should dissolve and the substratum is experienced. That is our goal. To take any of the Upanishadic mantras, then we are using those padas and artha meaning for the contemplation, trying to touch the truth. ये सब भगवान कृपा से होता है. एक बार हो जाता है ना ये, then in every mantra, every shloka, we learn the art of searching the truth, seeking the truth in that, and it reveals. Like in Bhagavad कहते हैं ना, यत शृण्वताम रसज्ञानम स्वादु स्वादु पदे पदे, and also in Bhagavata every pada is Krishnamayam only. Entire Bhagavad Puran 18,000 श्लोका. आप जिसको ढूंढना आया, देखना आया, वो कृष्ण को ही देखेगा हर एक में. So to a ब्रह्मज्ञानी यत्र यत्र मनोयाति तत्र तत्र समयोदयः तस्मिन् दृष्टे परावरे. We have heard about all this, no? For him, thereafter, there is no involvement or subject which hides Paramatma from him. He will see only that only. He is seeing everything like we are seeing everything. But that thing which we don't see, he sees. वो कैपेसिटी थोड़ा धीरे धीरे बढ़ना चाहिए, कोशिश. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इंटेलेक्चुअली, like now I am seeing an object in front. Yeah, it's an object in its shape and color presented to my mind by my eyes. But I studied Upanishads. According to Upanishads, every name and form is supported by the Sadvastu only. The Sadvastu is none, never other than me. Therefore, the Sat only standing as tree there. And the Sat is me only. Therefore, I myself is in the form of tree there and in the form of this individuality here. See, intellectual thing. Always be in that mood. Anything, anywhere we see, we have to reject the superimposed, we have to see the presence of the substrate. Intellectual asara. For a long, long period of time when it is done, whole world now, though seen with names and forms, seen with its name and form, will not create the impressions in us of the names and forms. Then that mind is calm, quiet. In that calm and quiet mind, now look within only for that Satchit. Then just go to a secluded place, एकांत, बैठ गए, आंख बंद कर ली. Then one by one upadhi is quietened. Then what is the meaning of Satarchit? एक पकड़ा तो दो मिल जाते. When these attempts are done for a long, long period of time, then the glimpses start happening. That also, that jerk of understanding, jerk of subtle understanding, and jerk or glimpse of that happiness or that experience comes. वो भी फिर प्रभु कृपा गुरु कृपा. If we are continuously invoking them only for this purpose, that inexplicable but unavoidable grace, when it dawns, then those subtle things start happening. Till that time, groping in darkness only. वो भी चलता है और जरूरत भी है, उसके अलावा दूसरी चारा नहीं है. And then while doing all these sadhanas, whenever possible, I'm sure it is not possible at all, we can think once in a while, ki I am already that what I am searching for. This is called as Anvaya sadhana. Why this is tough in the beginning? Because we are strong in Jiva Bhava, Upadhi Tadatmya, strong as a sadhaka in doing something to get something. जो ज़रूरत है, to avoid the doing of other things. In the flow of that, we are so busy that this basic thought, ultimate Vedantic thought, we don't get easily. Relax, I am that already. There is nothing to be done here and nothing to be achieved. I am already that. वेरी रेयर है, जरूर रेगुलर नहीं होगा ये, हफ्ते में एक बार भी थोड़ा भी ये थॉट को एंटरटेन करना है, बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली द ब्रह्मन इज दैट इन विच नथिंग हैपेंड, नो बॉन्डेज हैपेंड, तो नो लिबरेशन रिक्वायर्ड देयर, न निरोधो न चोत्पत्ति एंड ऑल दैट, isn't it? Once in a while means in a mood of relaxation. Who can? You are able to do japa or not able to do. Upasana or not able to do. That day you could attend the class very intensely or not. दोनों उपाधि में है, मैं उनका साक्षी हूँ. ये वाला भी कोई जरूरत बात होती है, ये तो हायर है, हाइएस्ट है एक्चुअली, wherein I am not getting affected by all these happenings. I am only a witness to both. I am the witness to the projection and rejection of the world. I am the witness to all the three gunas. Why should I be bothered when Rajas and Tamas come? It's not me. It's a very highest sadhana. Will not be told in the beginning. Otherwise हम उसको justify करते हैं. अच्छा स्वामी जी, सत्य रजस तमस चलता है, चल सकता है. Then we will misuse that knowledge that way. इसलिए शुरू में नहीं कहते ये ultimate point को, बाद में कहते. See, I am Sat Sakshi. That's it. Be that. Whatever else happens to all Upadhi, why have to be worried? Isn't it like sometime the neighbors are closed in their doors? तो फिर बारिश हो रही है, एंड देन कपड़े भीग रहे हैं या उनका पापड़ वापड़ लगा है और सूख गीला हो रहा है, तो यू फोन देम एंड टेल भाई ये हो रहा है, ही विल ऑल्सो थैंक यू एंड यू फील प्राउड ऑफ इट. अरे मैंने उनको बताया, हाउ वंडरफुल दैट एक्सपीरियंस. ऐसे कुछ भी हो, गाड़ी गिर गया हो या कुत्ते घुस गए अंदर या कोई ऐसे होते हैं ना अड़ोस पड़ोस में, you know no, you took that responsibility and all. That's vyavahara wise it is good, but in spirituality we have to relax at ultimate level. उपाधियां जो करना है करने दो. It is a very intelligent art, like with children also. Sometimes we grossly operate on them by vocally telling them. Sometimes little subtler we operate by hinting to them more than talking. At a little higher level, we operate just through our wishes and prayers inside. Even higher level may just leave it. Observe the jiva, how he is evolving. Gurus do like that. They give Upadesha and then they can give us. They don't involve. If the disciple invokes, already those who invoke, उनको bless करने के लिए, the Guru already kept that ATM of his tapashakti somewhere. उसको जाएगा वो जो invoke कर रहा है. But he doesn't watch. He just watches. That's it. हाँ, तो महायोगीस, ज्ञानी, सिद्ध पुरुषों, they are like that. their own Veshti Upadhi Prarabdha or Ishwarecha or Samashti Upadhi Prarabdha. If their अंतःकरण also is in their rajas and tamas, वो चल रहे तो वो देखते हैं बस उसको ठीक करने का कोशिश नहीं करते. Because when you try to ठीक करो, then everybody misunderstand, like the neighbor. इनको क्या पड़ी हमारे चीज़ों के बारे में देख के बोलने का. He will make use of our advice and takes care of his objects. फिर भी उनको डाउट होता है, बच्चे भी. When you keep telling them, you become more arrogant only. He will only doubt your intention. Like when I also tell you, by do the prachara of these classes or come regularly, you doubt only the intention. Instead of doing the thing as it is, आपको डाउट ही पड़ेगा. मेरे को पता हो गया वो, इसलिए मैं चुप हो गया. आते आओ नहीं तो नहीं. I am working subtly in my mind. In the same way, with regard to the upadhis also, sometimes what works is जस्ट रिमेनिंग इन आवर सेल्स. ठीक है, निद्रा आ रहा है आने दो, 2 दिन सो जाए. रजोगुण आ रहा है आने दो, देखेंगे क्या होगा. यू डोंट इन्वॉल्व, दैट्स इट. Slowly, slowly, what happens, their effect gets reduced. Because ये माया मानो कैसे होता है, when you value them, they sit on the head. Like anybody in the world, when you value them more than they deserve, they don't care you. They will throw you like a kadi patta in the sabji or sambar. Same is prakriti. प्रकृति को प्यार करना भी आना चाहिए, प्रकृति का सेवा करना भी आना चाहिए, प्रकृति को कांकर भी करना आना चाहिए, प्रकृति से डिटैच होकर दूर रखना भी आना चाहिए. All put together is sadhana. And the discrimination as to which works at what time. That comes, of course, with experience, maybe of some 100 lives. Minimum, isn't it? Like for me, correctly understanding Shastras and exactly communicating to you, I learn it in my 100 lives, at least 50 lives, in every life when I do this work. Overnight nahi hota ho suddenly. So many subtle things I have to learn. The art of subtle communications, isn't it? Pujya Gurudev is at that level. Those masters, they talk not to the individual seated, but directly to the jiva inside, the seeker inside. That ability, the yoga, there are various shaktis. They have learned it. Therefore, their teachings inspire millions. Their writings inspire. Their, what you call, visions inspire the people. It takes time. Everything takes time. We have to give time. Everything takes effort. Have to give the effort. Everything needs our liking and love. We have to have. Here, everything means every spiritual thing. So the mind in sattva, mind in the inspirational mood, mind is reminding of the goal, mind is doing what is to be done all the time, and while all that is happening once in a while, just never mind all that. Never mind all that. ठीक है. I as a self is intact. This is what is taught in last 4 days of lectures in evening Advaita Anubhuti class. Isn't it? Every time the example. Ghatanashad akashanashah na asti. Pushpanashat, this thread, rajju, the tantu nasha na asti. We are seeing the examples. Yesterday, the conclusion of all of that. And then the what is it called? The what is that? Hmm. That पलंग का एग्जाम्पल दिए थे. कल का क्या है? ऑल एक्सप्लेन्ड. अन्नमय प्राणमय अनुमय सब बताकर लास्ट श्लोक क्या था? पंचकोश नाशात आत्मनाश न अस्ति. हियर नाश मीन्स इवन उसका नाश भी हो जाए, तुमको टेंशन नहीं लेना. तो इंस्टेड ऑफ दैट एक्सट्रीम स्टेप ऑफ नाशा, वी आर सेइंग जो हो रहा है होने दो. व्हेन आई एम नॉट इन्वॉल्वड इन इट, आई एम ओनली शुद्ध सत्ता चित. Once in a while. If we can make this as more regular, we are doing highest sadhana. If it is possible. If it's possible to someone, congratulations. Be in the self. Where is the other thing? It's only by not attending to the self, we are giving chance for the projection of not self. Just be in the self, not self. थोड़ा नाचेगा सामने, फिर चला जाएगा. Isn't it? Anything in the world, when you don't attend, 1 मिनट देखेंगे चले जाएंगे. The beggars, you can see them. हम तो बचपन में तो बहुत देखते थे, अभी तो पता नहीं कम हो गया. Maybe they all have become whatever. So that fellow knows which is the house who wait for me to go and give whatever the food remained yesterday. He knows which are the houses where 3-4 times I have to ask, then they come out. And he knows some houses they never give, they are more beggars. He will cross that house only. वो उधर रुकेगा भी नहीं. सब्जी वाला भी ऐसा, ये लोग खरीदते नहीं, ये लोग ऑनलाइन मंगा लेते हैं. सो ही डजंट स्टॉप देयर. इन द सेम वे व्हेन वी डोंट अटेंड टू ऑल दिस नौटंकी, उसका नौटंकी कम हो जाता, isn't it? Even at the home also, observe the Nautanki Bas. What we can do. People, when they have decided not to listen to us, we should also decide not to tell them. In this only there is wisdom. You know? And what it depends on the knowledge. The knowledge is we are not the sole monarch of the world. We are not the responsible individual for everything. We are not responsible. We are not the managers. अरे हमारे देह इंद्र प्राण मन बुद्धि का ही हमको औकात नहीं है कंट्रोल करने का। इसके पीछे भी ईश्वर है, वो चाहते तो होता है, नहीं चाहे तो यूडू लाख कोशिश करो कुछ नहीं होता। दिस नॉलेज विल हेल्प अस टू बी ए mere witness or sakshi. Sometimes that gives relaxation, that gives all the time साधना साधना टेंशन में भी रहना चाहिए और टेंशन फ्री साधना भी सीखना चाहिए। नॉट केयरलेसनेस, नॉट नॉन ऑब्जर्वेंस है सब, but still the higher subtle art of relaxing. May God bless us in all these understandings. May we truly use our mind for our sadhana. Finally, the mind dissolves and the self is experienced. ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो सरसिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ईरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। वेदानमया विशदैककला न च किञ्चन काञ्चनमस्ति गुरो द्रुतमेव विधे कृपां सहजां भव शङ्करदेशिकमे शरणं श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमां भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यमेकं नित्यमूलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो नमः। संकल्पः तेषां कृपया उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोध सनातन धर्म से विश्वव्याप्ति अध्यात्मिक प्रगति अस्मिन् धर्म संस्थापने कंकणबद्ध अस्माकं सह सर्वेषां निरंतर धर्म संस्थापने दिग्विजयार्थम् अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतर उपनिषदः आद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम नित्यानंदं निराधारं अखिलाधारं अव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकंठं नमाम्यहम्। प्रथमोऽध्यायः शान्तिमन्त्रः। ओम सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम अथ संबंध भाष्यम। ब्यूटिफुल। Excellent. Okay. Yesterday's thought was Pashyati Atmanam Anyat Cha Yavadvai Paramatmanaha Tavat. Till as long as we consider ourselves to be other than Paramatma, Paramatma to be other than us. Tavat. Till that time. The other side of the cinema continues. What is that? Sambhramyate jantuhu mohitaha nija karmana. That jantu will be samyak brahmyate. That samyak brahmanam is between the birth and death, brahmanam in things and beings and projects, etc. Then beyond the body, from one life to the other, again in every life, again from one pillar to the post, he goes on moving. And as we say in some of the humorous words, ये हुआ भटकती हुई आत्मा। संभ्राम्यते मीन्स भटकती हुई आत्मा। दिस जीवा भटकता ही रहेगा from one body to the other, and in each body from one project to the other, one time to the other, one place to the other, one person to other, one object to other, in anticipation of getting the Sukha Shanti, which is one's own nature, but he has not recognized it. देन उसको ढूंढते हुए घूमता जाता है वो, है ना? मेरे लिए मैं मतलब नहीं जानते हुए अपने को ही ढूंढने के लिए सब निकल पड़ना संसार में, उसी को कहते हैं संसार. दैट्स द मीनिंग ऑफ संभ्राम्यते जंतुः मोहितः, he becomes deluded by seeing the Dvaita world, by giving reality to it, by giving the Sukhatva Buddhi to it, then by creating Kamana for it. Then comes the Nija Karmana. To fulfill that Kamana, he just conceives the projects and does the thing. देखो, planning the things, doing the things, getting the object of desire, all of them will happen. But the Sukha which we are expecting, either it won't come. If it comes, it's the Atma Sukha only which is reflected in that so-called object, so-called person. But not knowing that that Sukha is from within, he goes on Sambhramyate. Now in this shloka, the subtlest point is this, ki not recognizing self, we are giving chance to ourselves to get bound. If this clicks, we are really lucky. Not recognizing self is the license or chance given for the delusions and samsara to happen. Like not attending the class is giving the chance for ourselves to expose our mind to something else. So too in your sadhana, let us say japa, not attending to the japa at that moment is giving the chance for the mind to be overpowered by some other thoughts. Isn't it? Not giving attendance value to our gurus is the chance given obviously to get attached to the lagu or the other things in the world. So to not giving attendance to Paramatma when you go to a temple is the chance given to attend to logu who are coming and going, which is samsara. For that we have not entered the temple. Temple is only to have Bhagavad darshan. But there are many other people also. And one who is committed to Bhagavad Darshana, he won't even register who have come, who have not come. Same way, this thought is conveyed here. What it is? Pashyate atmanam anyacha yavadvai paramatmana. He is not choosing and trying and achieving to see himself as a Paramatma Tattva. Then he is just because of Samyak Brahmana, he'll be in the Samyak Brahmana because of the Moha through that Nija Karmana. When he discovers his identity with that infinite self, that self has nowhere to go, nothing to achieve. It is already full, complete, infinite. Then all these minds, projections, everything dissolve. That is what is goal ours. Then next one, Sankshena Klesha Karmatu. Now the opposite of that. Opposite of the one who is going through Sambramanam because of the Moha and Nija Karma. Opposite to him is Sankshena Shesha Karmatu. Sankshena Shesha Karmatu. Param Brahma Prapashyati. Samyak Kshina Ashesha Karma. Param Brahma Prapashyati. Pause here and understand. How by taking ourselves to be other than Paramatma, we have fallen to the level of Bhataktuve Jivatma is told. Now this Bhataktuve Jivatma will have to discover himself to be Parabrahman. How will it happen? Samkshina Ashesha Karma. Samyak Kshina Ashesha Karma. the one from whom the entire karmas have destroyed. He only discovers Brahman. Now, ये जो है ना ये टाइटल सॉन्ग की तरह है. Here, the Siddhanti must be laughing at the Purapakshi, smiling at the Purapakshi while uttering this word, and he might have uttered this little louder. अरे पूर्वपक्षी तू पकड़ के रखा है कर्म को, देख यहाँ लिखा है क्या, संक्षीण अशेष कर्म, इनके जीवन से एवरी कर्म गोज अवे, ही अलोन कैन बिकम ब्रह्मन और रिकॉग्नाइज ब्रह्मन बता रहे. देखो तुम पकड़ के लटक रहे हो कर्म कर्म करके. एंड इन दिस संक्षीण अशेष कर्म is a thing to be understood. Beautiful, it is understood. Okay. First of all, the karma is a gross action. And never ever the gross karma happens unless there is kamana in the mind. Therefore, when karma klesha or karma kshaya कहते हैं, तो we should understand that it is kamana kshaya. Kamanas will keep on coming. When the world is given reality, when we have plenty of asanas. Therefore, the kama nasha is includes both understanding of the mithyatva of the jagatu and purgation of the vasanas. Vasanas go away, new things will not come. When the Shuddha Paramatma's infinite glory is intellectually understood and he is kept as the goal. Therefore, Sankshina Kshema Ashesha Karma happens when the Siddhanta Jnana is Pakka of Atman, when the Vasanas have gone away completely, when the importance of the world is zerofied, when the Kamana from the mind have gone away. So the Rishi will tell Sankshina Ashesha Karma and he moves ahead. But it is the job of the Gurus or Acharyas to explain, and equally the job of the students and listeners to exhaustively understand. If this is not understood that way, Sankshina Ashesha Karma means we stop working outside. But inside the Manasika Vrittis are going on because the world is still real, Vasanas are still there. Siddhanta Jnana about Paramatma alone is real, is not yet gained. इसलिए संक्षीण क्षेम कर्म में अशेष कर्म में सब ऐड करना. Isn't it like construction as a house? Construction of a house doesn't mean दीवार बना दिए, walls are made. It goes without saying in the sentence that house is built, that right from pillars and the slabs and the windows, ventilators, doors, सब आ जाते हैं उसमें, बोलना नहीं पड़ता हर बार, है कि नहीं. अब शर्ट बनाइए करके इफ यू गिव टू टेलर, ही डजंट नीड टू से शर्ट बना मतलब उसके दो हाथ होना चाहिए, फिर हाथ लगाने के लिए पॉकेट होना चाहिए, फिर क्लोज को ओपन करने के लिए बटन या जिप होना चाहिए. अरे इट्स ऑल इंक्लूडेड इन दैट. In the same way, Sankshina Ashesha Karma. Such person too, Param Brahma Brahmashyati. Param Brahma, Supreme Reality, Prapashyati. Undoubtedly, he experiences. And how is it like? Ki Abhedena Atmanaha Shuddham. Atmanaha Abhedena means that Brahman is me only. And there is no Ashuddhi of I am other than Brahman. Remember in Vedanta, the sense of otherness is the first Ashuddhi, from where every other Ashuddhis come. Therefore, Abhedatva Shuddhi he experiences. Shuddhatvat Akshaya Bhavet. Because he has discovered that oneness with Parabrahman, Brahman being Akshaya means never decaying, never perishing, he will experience himself to be that never decaying, never perishable self. Not the perishable upadhis and always fear that ये उपाधि नाश हो रहा है and the futile efforts to protect the उपाधि, ये नाटंकी नहीं होगा उनमें. He become अक्षय. उपाधियों को कुछ भी हो जाए, he is not worried. उपाधिरायाति स एव गच्छति स एव जीर्यन् म्रियते सदा. Who are you? I am Drashta and Sakshi. Like that. Now the next one. Avidya chakriyaha sarvaha vidya jnanam prachakshate karmana jayate jantuhu vidyaya cha vimuchyate. So all karmas fall under the purview of avidya. About Paramatma, the Siddhanta Jnana, then sadhana and anumoti. It is in the purview of vidya. Avidya chakriyaha sarvaha vidya jnanam prachakshate. Let us allow this thought to go inside. Avidya binds us, vidya liberates us. All kriyas are avidya, they bind us. Jnanam is vidya, that is tattva jnanam, it liberates us. Next, karmana jayate jantuho vidyaya cha vimuchyate. Clear? Because of the karma of the past, he is born now. And because of the karmas done now, he'll be again and again will be born in millions of lives. But in any one of the life or few lives it takes, if that jantu, the jiva, obtains the vidya at three levels, the Siddhantika Jnana, Sadhana and Anumoti. With that vidya, vimuchyate. Here the moksha therefore is from the janma and marana. The uncertainty of the janma and the fear of the marana, and in between continuous struggle to become happy by getting something or the other. These will not be there in him. Karmana jayate jantuho vidyaya, from this janma marana vimuchyate. Therefore, we should slowly see that we turn ourselves towards the Atma Vidya. Except the necessary Swadharma karma, sadhana karma, everything else should be selected and deleted from our system. Otherwise, the delusion is so powerful. As we have seen our own selves earlier and seeing in the present the world, we only karma, karma phala, vasana, janma, marana वाला जीव ही रह जाएंगे. It's a bondage. Then next one is Advaitam Paramartho hi Dvaitam Tad Bhinna Uchyate. देखो, next level of set thought is Advaitam Paramartha. Dvaitam Tad Bhinna. So when the Paramarthika is Advaita, उसका भिन्न क्या है? पारमार्थिक एब्सोल्यूट नहीं है, लोअर लेवल है, लिमिटेड है, दैट इज द्वैतम. Extension of the thought is the aparamarthika dvaita necessarily binds us, just like the paramarthika advaita definitely liberates us. Okay, and this advaitata is possible only at the ekameva advayam brahma level. In the kalpita jagat level, at the upadhi level, there will be always dvaita. Because that is how the samsara goes on, सृष्टि goes on. सृष्टि सिर्फ द्वैत में चलता है, इसलिए द्वैत सृष्टि में संसार बंधन यू कैनॉट अवॉइड. Staying in the same Dvaita Jagat outside. Inside we have to develop Advaita Anubhuti, Advaita Drushti. Luckily our evening text also Advaita Anubhuti. So Advaitam Paramartho hi Dvaitam Tad Bhinna Uchyate. Advaitam Paramartha means the absolute truth is there is only one self which is Ekameva Dvitiya. Second, Advaitam Parama Artha. Parama Artha क्या है? In the चार पुरुषार्थ, धर्मार्थ का मोक्ष, moksha is parama purushartha. Therefore, parama artha means parama purusha artha is equal to moksha. So, advaitam parama artha means advaita only is giver of moksha. Dvaitam tad bhinna uchyate. That means dvaita will not give the parama artha moksha. Then it will give what? Artha kama, and what the artha kama are binding only. Even the dharma also binds us. So एक एक श्लोक का आप देखो वैल्यू इंपॉर्टेंस कितना है. Such are our Puranas. filled with Saguna Sakara Bhagavad Mahima Varnana. Same way the Nirguna Brahma Vicharana. Therefore, we have to take decisions, do sankalpas, extend prayers that our life should be spent in contemplating on the truth, worshipping the God inspired by the study of our Shastras. बस बाकी सारा जो compulsions inside we have of doing this, achieving this, going there, talking to him, ये सारे हमारे लाइफ से पूरा छूट जाए. That those urges are not disturbing us. Most covetous state of being it is. I, with my book in front, and I'm studying it through the book as a mirror, I am looking at my own inner self. वाह क्या मजेदार बात. हम्म. अद्वैतम परमार्थो ही द्वैतम तद्भिन्न उच्यते. Okay. Now comes the next one. Pashu tiryang manushyakhyam tathaiva nupanarakam chatirvidhopi bhedoyam mithya jnana nibandhanaha. This is little separate, distinct, but important higher another thought, which has come earlier in other context. So, Pashu, the animal, Tiryak, Pashu, Tiryak, दोनों animal है. Pashu means you can talk about the birds. Tiryak means animals. Then, Manushyakhyam, Manusyas. Tathaiva Nupa Narakam. The Narakiya Jivas. Chaturvidhoyam, Chaturvidhopi Bhedoyam. These different Vedas which we see. Naraka Jivas in them, including Swarga. And the Manusyas, then Pashu Pakshi and the Vanaspati. ये सारा जो चतुर्विध भेद है ना, ये सारा क्यों है? मिथ्या ज्ञान निबंधन. It is sadvastu jnana when we don't have. From that ajnana, the jnana about the presence of all these happens, which is actually mithya jnana. Like the rajju is real. The rajju jnana as it is when you don't have. Then the mithya jnana happens about never existing snake. तो रियली स्नेक है क्या? हाइड. सो उसके बारे में चर्चा भी नहीं हो सकता. हाउ कैन यू डिस्कवर समथिंग व्हिच इज नॉट देयर? बट इट इज अपीयरिंग. That is called mithya jnanam. Why? Because rajju jnanam is not there. Mhm. In the same way, mithya jnana nibandhana chaturvidopi bedoyam. Mithya jnana nibandhana means the sat jnana of permeation of one Paramatma everywhere is not deeply understood. Then the absence of this authentic jnana of the Shastra which tells about presence of Satchidananda Brahma, one without second alone, then the Mithya Jnana starts coming. In that Mithya Jnana, all these things are projected. Narakiya Jiva, Swargiya Jiva, Manushya Loka Jiva. In this Loka alone, again, there are Pashu, Pakshi, Vanaspati. Take anything, let us say tree, as we saw it today in the introduction, that thought, last thought. A tree has a roots, there are branches, there are secondary branches and leaves. अब देखो, look into each one of them. Where is the leaf? Because in and through the leaf, there is only the Satchit Paramatma. Where is the branch? Because in and through that there is only Satchit Paramatma. Where is the trunk? Where are the roots? Because there is only Satchit Paramatma in it. Just imagine the goggles of the substratum Satchit Paramatma seeing we are wearing. सच्चित परमात्मा जो अधिष्ठान है उसको देखने वाले एक चश्मा हमने पहना मानो, हमको वही दिखेगा. Where are the roots and trees and all of that? Or roots or branches? Just like a patient when he goes to the doctor, विद द अटेंडेंस नेचुरली द अटेंडेंट को क्या है, ये मेरा भाई है यार, मदर और फादर हुएवर, तो वो मेरे पापा को इलाज करो या मेरे बेटे को इलाज करो। डॉक्टर डजंट डू इलाज ऑफ बेटा और पापा, ही डज इलाज ऑफ द बॉडी। फॉर हिम इट्स अ बॉडी डिसीज्ड because of these problems. He will attend to that only. He will not see पप्पा पप्पा। ये पप्पा इस बॉडी को बॉडी के रूप में नहीं देखने के कारण इनको किसी को पापा लगा, कोई पिता लगा। व्यवहार में वो जरूरत है। इन व्यवहार इट्स रिक्वायर्ड ऑब्वियसली। You know, it will be very awkward to look at when we listen that father or son brought his son or father and say इस शरीर को डील करो, एंड देन डॉक्टर कह रहा है आइए पापा मैं आपको ठीक करता हूँ। डॉक्टर को वो बॉडी होना चाहिए, ये पेशेंट के अटेंडेंट को और रिलेटिव ही होना चाहिए। दे कांट टॉक डॉक्टर्स लैंग्वेज दैट इस शरीर को ठीक करो, मेरे पापा को ठीक करो बोलने में सौम्यता होती है। इट इज व्यवहार। एंड डॉक्टर के नॉट से कि तुम्हारा पापा मेरा पापा मैं करता हूँ इलाज, इज ओनली शरीर है हाउ टू इलाज, दैट इज व्यवहार। बट दैट्स सेकेंडरी। प्राइमरीली वेयर इज हिज दृष्टि इन द एसेंशियल ना। when the essential में दृष्टि नहीं होता, non essential takes position of our दृष्टि। that's why luckily today in our introduction मुझे गुरुदेव the Lord made us realize this thought about the presence of the self everywhere। करते जाना, उसका आदत बढ़ते जाना चाहिए। It is the best gift we give to ourselves as a result of listening to Upanishads for such long time or any of our Tattva Shastras. So Advaitam Paramartho hi Dvaitam Tad Bhinna Uchyate. Thereafter Pashutiriyang Manushyakyam Tathaiva Nrupa Chaturvidopi Bhedoyam Mithya Jnana Nibandhanaha. This is to be underlined, very subtle. इसको पॉजिटिवली क्या कहते हैं? विद्या विनय संपन्ने ब्राह्मणे गव्यस्तिनि शून्य चैव श्रपाके च पंडिताः समदर्शिनः। इट इज नॉट सेंटिमेंटल कि सबको इनविटेशन करके खाना खिला रहा है। इट्स अ प्योर वेदांतिक थॉट कि in all the outer upadhis, in and through every one of them, the one common adhisthana is seeing. That is the meaning of Panditya. And that's because of that Panditya, he has got Samadarshinattva. तो वहां क्या कहते हैं? पंडित सब में जो व्याप्त एक आत्मा उसको देखते। इधर क्या कहते हैं? नॉट सीइंग वन आत्मा इज द कॉज फॉर हैविंग द मिथ्या ज्ञान ऑफ projection and giving reality to all this. In all this, the headings or subheadings or categories are given. उनमें हम सबको सब समझना है. So he said the Chaturvida. So Manusha, Pakshu, Pakshi, Vanasva. They are all Vijatiya. In that Sajatiya. In that Swagata. All of that are Mithya Jnana Purasara. And logically, in and through all those Vedas, Vijatiya, Svajatiya, Sagata, Svajatiya, Sagata, the permeating truth is common, no? Sat and Chit. Therefore, always logically we are comfortable that every Rupanama, every Bhaga Anga or Mithya Jnana Purasara, in a sense, not really there. Means what? If one becomes very deep in his understanding, very deep in meditation, where he has transcended his own five koshas and apprehended the self, then when he looks back from that experience, in and through all panchakoshas, he will see the self only, isn't it? He will not be lost in this mithya upadhis as real. He says self alone. Same one, when he looks at the Manusha, Pashu, Pakshi, Vanaspati, with the deep realization of the actual substratum, he will see he only, everything. That is the inexplicable thing having gained which, therefore, those realized saints start dancing. यार हर जगह मैं ही हूँ, हर वस्तु में मैं ही हूँ, हर समय मैं ही हूँ। ये कुछ ऐसा अजूबा, like wake up from the dream. अरे I was the dreamer, I was the dream world, I was the dream car, I was the dream road, I was the ice cream car ready, I was that person who was selling, I was the ice cream itself. In the ice cream जो लकड़ी होती है डंडा वो भी मैं ही हूँ, और आइसक्रीम गिर गया नीचे जमीन में, वो जमीन भी मैं हूँ। विचित्र है कि नहीं? When you wake up and see the dream, everything is waker mind only. In the same way, when the Satya Jnana, Atma Jnana happens, everything is here alone. The Manusha, Vashu, Pakshi, Vanaspati, Adi, appearances may be there, but they are not taken as real or true. Why the appearances are there? Maybe व्यवहार के लिए. मांडुक्य लेवल में तो व्यवहार भी नहीं है, तो even appearance is not there. Doesn't matter, both are same. As long as the self experience is not lost, as long as the appearing things are not binding us, whether they're absolutely not there or they only appear for Vyavahara, doesn't matter. Both are moksha sthiti only. So all the Tiryang, Manushya, Pashu, Pakshi, variety of jatis are born only out of mithya jnana. Means सद्वस्तु का ज्ञान यथातथ नहीं होने के कारण ही ये मिथ्या ज्ञान से सबका ठिकाना है. Like what is Bharat Mata, her glory, what is Hinduism, the glory. When that is not exhaustively understood and accepted, then the stupid fellows become enemies of Bharat Mata and Sanatan Dharma and try to do some other funny things. अब जिसने दिल से समझ लिया मिथ्या ज्ञान नहीं होगा ना. Like wife, when you understand thoroughly why this idea of husband wife the shastras have given and her presence in life and in how many ways she is serving and comforting and all. अब ये सत्य ज्ञान है उनको, they will not have मिथ्या ज्ञान of troubling her and of scolding her or misunderstanding her. ये सब नहीं होगा, ये सब मिथ्या ज्ञान है. सत्य ज्ञान है तो गड़बड़ नहीं होता. Like Guru has the सत्य ज्ञान about the disciples, that they are at this level, at this junction, this treatment is required. While the treatment is given, sometimes they receive or may not receive or react. So he has got Satya Jnana. Therefore, while doing all this, while facing all reactions, he will never have hatred towards the disciples. He will never have disliking. He will not form any of the opinions there because unko Satya Jnana hai. Like the doctor has no mithya jnana about the sharir of the patient. He is giving medicine, medicine receive करके body ठीक हुआ तो हुआ, नहीं तो नहीं हुआ. You will not have मिथ्या ज्ञान there because सत्य ज्ञान intact है. Wonderful. Next one क्या है? अज्ञानमें तद्वैताख्यम अद्वैतम श्रूयताम परम. Up to this is advaitam and ajnanam. And what is advaita? Oh my dear, listen from me now. Now the next 10, 12 slokas are pure Mandukya Upanishad only. Literally. देखो दिस पर्टिकुलर श्लोका नो कि मनसो ही अमनी भावे अद्वैत भावम तद्वैत भाव अद्वैत भावम तदाप्नुयात. दिस मनसो ही अमनी भावे हैव वी नॉट स्टडीड इन अवर अद्वैत प्रकरणम, इन द अलात शांति प्रकरणम 2 बार आया. So this Mandukya level. So what I told you so far is Dvaita, sir. Now I am telling you the pure Advaita Tattva kya hota hai. So because of this, this topic becomes very essential. Let us study them tomorrow. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो परमऋषिभ्यो परब्रह्मणे श्रुति मात्रे नमः. ओम तत्सत. ब्रह्मार्पणमस्तु. Thank you friends for your lovely patient listening.